Hi, my name is Victoria and I'm the Customer Relations Manager at TransPennine Express. I chose to be resilient when just over 3 years ago, I lost my leg at the end of a very long battle to keep it. Ultimately, it was my decision and I'm the one who made the call. And I don't think I ever really considered at the time how much mental strength that took. It just felt like the next logical step. It was only a few months down the line when I had my new prosthetic, when I really realized what an impact that would have on my life. Logically, I knew, but there's always a difference between logically knowing something and then practically applying it to your life. And that is when it really struck me how much anxiety had really played a huge role in my life, my entire life. It was a very striking thing. I looked back at my teenage years and my early 20s and I realized that it had always been there in the background, manifesting itself in many different ways, including imposter syndrome. And then it struck me that my anxiety and the way it makes me think about myself impacts the way I live in this world just as much as walking on a prosthetic leg. And that's when I decided to make a change. I started to be very open about my struggles. I would tell people around me, at work specifically, about how much something was impacting me that day. I came up with coping mechanisms where I would speak to people and say, I know I'm being silly, but, and then get them to tell me I was being silly. And it worked. And then I started to see that the people who worked for me were always sort of being very open about their anxiety with me. And it meant that that was working downwards, which is how these things have to work. They have to work from the top down. So I also started being very open upwards as well. And, you know, I think it takes a lot of resilience to be yourself and to be honest and open and talk to people about how you feel. And I think now more than ever, that is incredibly important. We are living in a world so different to the one we're used to. And it's hard. And I don't think anyone is having a good time. So resilience is important. And I think we need to be proud of ourselves when we are resilient and not too hard on ourselves when we can't be. I wake up every day and I put on a leg and I choose to be the best version of myself. It's not always possible, but most of the time it is. And I think that's something to be proud of. So every morning I'll wake up, I'll put on my sparkly leg and I choose to be resilient.